if you don't want to have somebody else controlling your monthly payment, it's time to probably get on the ball. Hey guys, I'm Eric Whitener, broker owner of the Knox Real Estate Group, and I want to welcome you to another episode of The Den. And today I have with me the one and only Terry Jo Fox.
Well, hello there.
Hey, it's good to see you.
Well, it hasn't been long, has it?
Man, so no, it's awesome. It's awesome. I've done a couple of these now with some of our wonderful vendors, and man, today seems like a great day to talk a little bit about real estate, and to talk about kind of what's going on not only housing wise in the Knoxville community, but maybe what's going on locally event wise, because we are hitting that season. Like I said, hopefully this is maybe the last cold snap that we see. Today is what I
Hopefully.
read. Today's officially the first day of spring.
Really?
Yeah,
It's so cold out.
30 degrees this morning. Meanwhile, literally 2 days ago, it was 70 and sunny.
It was a beautiful day.
It was, and people
Sunday
were
was nice.
outside. We had.
Saturday was actually nicer than Sunday, and I really enjoyed the weekend. So
I agree.
I'm glad we were able to enjoy it.
It was nice. It was nice, and I'm looking forward to more. All right, so let's get this kicked off because I have a lot of stuff I kind of want to just like hit on. Um, in case you don't know, East Tennessee Realtors puts out a monthly piece called the Market Pulse, and a lot of good information in here if you're interested at all in the housing market. Which I mean, honestly, everybody should be, because you either own a home or you would like to own a home, and this information can kind of tell you where the market's
Well, I mean,
at.
plus if you live in the community, you want to know what's going on with it.
You do, and there's some good stuff here. So, kind of starting off with what they call the Market Pulse for February 2024. This first piece of information, I think, is what caught a lot of people off guard. Total home sales across the East Tennessee region declined 15.2% from 2022 to 2023. In other words, the number of homes sold dropped by 15%, one of the largest annual declines on record. Despite the drop in sales activity, home prices grew 5.3% from the previous year.
Interesting. Well, keep in mind, you said 2022?
From 2022 to 2023. So 2023 was be the year of higher interest rates.
Yeah.
2022 started off with a bang, and that's when
Because
interest
we were
rates
coming out
started.
of 2021. Yeah.
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 2022 is when interest rates started. The fourth quarter of 2022 wasn't great.
But you said that that we're up by 5%.
Price, yeah, home prices have grown, and that's
that means-
East Tennessee as a whole.
So we're still, I mean, and that is a good, healthy market is when on an annual basis you increase by 3 to 8%, and 5% is about that average.
The thing that I think got a lot of people off guard though is they were expecting home prices to fall, right? And so what really happened was inventory shrunk and demand stayed with inventory. So that allowed for home prices to continue to grow. For home prices to come down, one thing has to happen, and that is inventory has to outpace demand.
Yeah, which we can't even keep up with. So
Right, yes. Yeah,
Okay.
pretty hard right now. All right, so moving on to the next one here. Apartment rent growth slowed in January, with rents across the Knoxville metro area increasing 3.7% from the previous year. By comparison, rents were up 0.25% nationally during the same period. So rent growth in Knoxville slowed, but still way outpaced the national numbers. Not good news for renters, but the fact that it's slowing is. At the end of the day, we have a lot of, I think, new inventory hitting the market. A lot of apartments that are being finished that should help kind of put a cap on that rental rate growth. But we'll see, because people continue to move to the area. I mean,
and you know what? If you don't want to rent, you can always buy. You can figure out how to purchase and set yourself up for success in the future. So, like, I mean, there's always a way of planning it out and having, help with the figuring out the situation.
yeah, at the end of the day, the thing is if you are renting, you have no control over that monthly payment. Every
Nope.
year that renews, your rent could go up. And so if that's the way it's happening, that's the way it's happening. Like, you have no control.
And there are programs out there that people, I know that sometimes it's hard to save the down payments. I know it's hard to see the big picture of what could it be, because to be truthful, we are humans, and humans like instant gratification, and we don't get always that instant gratification when we're planning out our futures. So why not start now to figure out how you can? But as I was stating, there are programs out there that sometimes you can get your down payment gifted. You can get your down payment granted to you. There are ways of figuring things out if you're in that part, that situation.
Yeah, if you don't want to have somebody else controlling your monthly payment, it's time to probably get on the ball. Okay, so next bullet point here: Knoxville ranked number 17 on U-Haul's list of top growth cities in 2023, highlighting the significant role newcomers continue to play in the region's housing market. Now, I went back and looked, and out of everybody that we've already helped this year buy a home, only 2 of them have been local. Only 2. Everybody else is moving here from another state. And those states are all over the map, from California, Florida, Texas. They're not coming from any one area necessarily,
Yeah.
but they are coming. But they are coming.
And East Tennessee is a beautiful place. We know it. We're getting ready to hit one of our prettiest parts of the year, and that's spring. Boating seasons. It's absolutely gorgeous around here. So we were fortunate to find it a little early on, so thank goodness for us. But it is a beautiful place. Spring, summer, and then fall. Who doesn't love those 3 things in East Tennessee?
Let me tell you, and then I'm gonna hit you with this next one because this one's gonna be kind of surprising. Like this one. This is why I wanted to
I
share
do
it.
think it's funny that it was from U-Haul.
But
So hey, I don't know. We used U-Haul for my mom to move to Florida. But besides that, I don't know a ton of people that currently use U-Haul, but I could be incorrect because I refer to, something else. So
and they may have other avenues of providing people. Not everything has to be, I guess, a rental truck.
there comes that brain of analytics and
Well,
everything.
so
I don't have that.
so this one here, I thought was interesting. Home prices in Knoxville metro area increased 11.7% from the previous year in the fourth quarter of 2023. Now, it's Knoxville metro, not East
Okay.
Tennessee. Knoxville metro area increased 11.7% from the previous year in the fourth quarter of 2023, which places the region at number 8 in the U.S. for price growth, according to the FHFA House Price Index. Now,
Say that 5 times
right?
fast.
So I went over and took a look at it just to see. Number 8. Historically, we've never been anywhere in the top, right? Never. We had just regular, normal 3 to 5%, 6% appreciation year over year. Right now, coming in 11% that's a big year. But guess who? Guess who's 7 and so if we're at 8. So guess who 7 and 9 are?
I'm going to choose Nashville as one of them, but I'm probably wrong. Go.
Nashville isn't anywhere near.
Really?
Nashville is actually 79 on the list.
Oh.
So very, very shocking. No, number 7 is San Diego, California. Number 9 is West Palm Beach, Florida. So we are sandwiched in between 2 very, very different places.
Yes.
That I just struck me as very interesting. Okay, so moving on. Now here's a little prediction forecast. I will tell you, I'm not a huge fan of forecast models. A lot of people want to put a lot of news reporters, all these different funds, whatever they put this information out there. This is from East Tennessee Realtors, so they have their formula for figuring it out. But they say, looking forward, home sales across the East Tennessee region are expected to increase by 11.1% in 2024, while home prices are expected to grow 3.6%, according to East Tennessee Realtors. And that's in their 2024 forecast report, which you can look up online. Now, basically what they're saying, what I'm hearing out of that is, one, we should be expecting more inventory. We've already had more inventory hit the market this year than we had last year. But with more inventory becomes more choices. So we're gonna have more sales. Okay, and because there's more inventory, that should help keep some of that home price appreciation kind of down. So that 3.6 is definitely a healthier percentage. But who really knows? We don't know. This is an election year. There's a whole lot of stuff going on. This could be completely off. That's the thing I don't like about forecasts. Is there's so many variables. We have no idea what's going to happen. All right, you ready for some more?
I guess so.
And
Eric loves to do the statistics.
Man, I just feel like there's.
It's good. We're good.
Yeah.
I promise.
Okay. How about
ready for my events in like 10 minutes. I'm gonna talk your ear off with those.
We're gonna get to events here in a little bit. So this is home sales report January 2024. So but there are some things out of here that I think are interesting. The median sales price was $350,000, up 10.8% from the previous year.
Okay.
They just came out with February's market update, and it's already $354,000. Okay, so still continually increasing. Half of the homes sold were under contract in 23 days or less, up from 18 days the previous month, but down from 25 days a year ago.
Interesting. I mean, because my houses that are priced anywhere under 400,000 are going off the market in like a few days for the most part.
Well, so taking that,
but I know it's averages. So I mean, there's some that are higher, there are some that are lower. Obviously, comes to average.
Yeah. Well, and kind of going back to that median price, we start talking median for most people who just so they understand that median means that half the homes sold were under that dollar amount, and the other half were over. When you start talking about days on market, they're just putting all the homes in there. So there could be a home, there's homes on the market that maybe take a year to sell. And I know that's hard to think about, but there are. And then there are other homes that, the minute they hit the market, they're sold. So it kind of crunches all those numbers and says, hey, here's the average. But still less than a month. In 2019, I can go back and look, but we were over that back in 2019.
If anybody wants to know statistics from years ago, just ask Eric.
Well,
he could find this stuff. It would take me like 4 days to find this stuff.
The funny part about it is the news puts out all this information, and they say like, oh, inventory's increased by X amount, and home prices are only appreciating by this, but they make everything sound always negative and scary. But there really are there's like this line in the sand. There's before the pandemic and after the pandemic, right? Yeah. In reality, because the housing market before the pandemic felt normal. And since then, we have felt anything but normal.
But we were also in a recovering from the crash in 2007, 8, and 9, and 10 potentially. So even like in our pre the pandemic, people were still thinking back 8 years ago from the crash.
Well, just to give you because I actually have this pulled up.
Here we go.
Yeah, here we go. just to give you an idea, right now on the market we have roughly 4,000 homes. Okay, on the market. That's for all of our East Tennessee region that our MLS covers.
Which is 12 plus counties.
Yes.
Yes.
If you were to boil that down to Knox, Blunt, Loudoun, and Anderson, so basically Knoxville, Maryville, Tellico Village in Lenore City, and Oak Ridge. If you were to boil that all down, it's only 1,369 homes.
1,000.
369 homes.
Wow.
Okay. So, and of that, we talk about the median sales price being 350. There's only 379 homes in that region under 350,000.
Hmm.
So that what that does tell me is these homes do come to the market, but they sell super fast,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
Um,
That's why it's so important to have somebody who will help you.
yeah,
Because, I mean, we see this every day. We see things all the time. So
well, and
that's good information.
not just to help you, but man, to be able to react quick.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah, to get on it. Now let's put that into
Quick.
quick. Um, looking back to 2019,
Yes.
we had in October, we had 5,936 active listings.
In those those four counties you're talking?
In East Tennessee.
Oh, really?
So almost 2,000 homes more in
That
our
is
region.
so crazy because when I started in real estate in 2007 and 8, there were literally between 14,000 and like 20,000. I mean,
It's a lot.
such a different market.
So yeah,
Ever changing. The real estate world is ever changing. So
we
I appreciate you keeping me on the up and up over there, Whitener.
I'm trying. I just want to provide the information so people can say like, hey,
Winning.
yeah, the market is very strong, even though almost still too strong. That's the problem. Almost too strong. You know, one of the big problems is affordability, and so with interest rates being where they are, a lot of the people that are buying the homes that are hitting the market are people from out of town. So they're coming from higher priced areas, or they're coming here because we're still technically affordable to them. But the
Mm-hmm.
question is are we affordable um, to our local people? And on that, I wanted to talk about something I was honestly unaware of, and you may have known about this. But the city of Knoxville has been working on a project called Knoxville's Missing Middle Housing Plan. Okay, so this one's titled Knoxville's Missing Middle Housing Plan Becomes Reality. The city of Knoxville's Missing Middle Housing Plan, proposed by Mayor India Kincannon to help tackle the housing shortage, was approved earlier this month after an 8-1 vote by City Council. Effective February 22nd, the plan introduces a new zoning structure in traditional neighborhood residential zones, which make up about 25% of the city's residential lots. This strategy allows for denser housing on smaller lots, such as duplexes, triplexes, and townhomes, while maintaining aesthetic character of neighborhoods in areas like 4th and Gill, Park Ridge, Morningside, and West Lonsdale. So it it essentially looks like they're gonna allow for developers. Maybe I'm guessing they're gonna come in and maybe tear down some older homes because there are a lot of older homes in those areas. Now there are a lot of historic homes that are
Mm-hmm.
beautiful and well maintained,
Mm-hmm.
and then there are a lot of what would still be maybe historic homes that are not. They're in
Mm-hmm.
bad shape. So I'm assuming this is going to because Knoxville's built. I mean, there's not much you can do in those areas unless you're going to be.
I have heard of it, but I do not recall where I heard of it. Heard that.
So
Mm.
it goes on because I find this interesting. I think this is a great idea. I am curious ultimately what the price point ends up to be on
Yeah.
these, but the plan's design standards aim to ensure these new, denser homes blend seamlessly with their surroundings, featuring elements like porches, dormers, and decorative. I think this is cornices. Cornices. I don't know. I don't. It's not a word I use very often. But basically decorative. This approach not only addresses the need for more affordable housing options, but also preserves the charm and uniqueness of Knoxville's neighborhoods. The changes were the result of a 2-year process which began in 2022 when the City of Knoxville, East Tennessee Realtors, and Knox County Planning partnered to have optics design experts in the field do an analysis of our zoning opportunities and barriers for the missing middle. So, I mean, that's kind of a cool project.
And
Uh,
they looked ahead, plan, and I mean, it's like a strategic plan. I mean, they were looking ahead of
and they're
what
putting
was going
density
on
where
here.
density could be used.
Well, yeah, because then those are part of the communities that are sometimes obviously easier for that working young professional to get to downtown if they're working in the buildings downtown and so forth. Plus, we have the public transportation in those areas.
I I think I really hope that that is a very successful project. I know that we need options like, I mean, these are basically all attached housing. In the picture, it shows duplexes side by side and stacked, fourplexes stacked, courtyard building, cottage court,
Mm-hmm.
townhomes, multiplex medium, triplex stacked, and I don't know what there's. Okay, so live work. So that must be live upstairs, have
Mm-hmm.
office downstairs. So definitely trying to open up options for developers
And
to.
we see that in other parts when we've traveled and so forth.
Mhm.
We see that in other cities and things like that, which they are usually very pretty.
I'm
So,
I'm just curious what they're going to remove in order to build.
well, we do still have some abandoned buildings in some or houses and so forth. I've seen very few lots in the area, but there are sometimes,
I'm sure they'll
yeah,
be, and some of those areas have larger lots.
yeah.
So there's that, and then they may be able to combine lots. And then one last note on here, because this one, this is just a crazy stat. Knoxville home seller profits soar to record high. A pandemic boomtown, Knoxville and the broader East Tennessee region experienced an influx of new residents moving to the area, which provoked home prices to grow at one of the fastest paces on record. So exciting. When you're a homeowner, like you're like, yes, like finally score. Accordingly, homeowners have accrued a significant amount of equity. According to a recent report by Adam Data, Knoxville ranked among the top 15 U.S. metro areas with the highest return on investment on the typical home sale last year, with the typical Knoxville home seller experiencing a profit margin of 98.1% in 2023, compared to an average profit margin of 59.8 nationally. So while all of this has a lot of challenges for local folks who don't currently own,
Mm-hmm.
or local folks who would like to maybe make a move. Um, for people who own homes, um, this is the type of equity buildup that we've never seen before. So
Yeah.
that's just awesome. Um, just a lot going on. I would just like to say, if you have questions about the real estate market, if you're thinking about buying or selling, you want to know if now is a good time. Here's the thing. Sometimes it just takes having a conversation and having somebody you can trust to give you an honest opinion. You don't always want somebody who says, yes, now's the right time, because it's not always the right time. What
Mm-hmm.
you may want to do, it may not be a good time for you. However, you do want somebody who can help give you an honest opinion and help lay out a plan, as you mentioned earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And that is something that we invite you to. Feel free to give us a call, shoot us a text, DM us on social. Just reach out to us, and we'd be happy to help you with understanding the market and what's going on currently and how it impacts you. And with all that said, that's my market update. I'm really just glad I've been wanting to get all that information out for a long time. So now I want to pass it on to you, and let's talk about what's going on in Knoxville. What's happening in East Tennessee?
So I do have some updates for us here at the Knox Fox, as well as then for the city of Knoxville, county of Knoxville, and then Farragut as well.
Okay.
So, all right, so some important dates for us here at the Knox Fox Real Estate Group, which I'm so excited about some of them. First off, we have our Tacos and Tequila Festival, which is supporting RAM in our area, and that is going to be on April 26th at about 5 p.m. It's going to be right here in the Farragut area at the corner of Campbell Station and Kingston Pike. We are one of the sponsors, but it is always such a good time. So I highly suggest that you buy your tickets now so that you do not miss out on the fun of that.
Yeah. So real quick on that. First of all,
Yes.
okay. So RAM, Remote Area Medical. For anybody who doesn't know, this is their biggest fundraiser okay, of the year. It is a great time. Some of the things people
Locally, biggest fundraiser locally,
okay, so
because they are actually in other areas. When I was at the Rotary training this past weekend in Chattanooga, people actually mentioned that in different states.
wow. So okay, so I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah,
I just know this was a big deal for them.
yes,
Um, for us locally, what's cool for us to get to go attend. The last couple years, they've had amazing bands.
mm-hmm,
So the music's been epic.
mm-hmm,
And then, I mean, again, it's tacos and tequila. So the drinks have been great, and the tacos and food have been really good.
yeah,
So it is a great time.
yeah. So
Highly looking forward to it.
definitely think about that. Um, in regards to Rotary, because I think that most people know I'm pretty big in Rotary. I am the president-elect. I'm getting ready to take over presidency on July 1st.
Madam President.
Oh my goodness. Um, so we are actually having our World Rotary Day this coming week, but and then we're building beds for Sleep in Heavenly Peace. We just had an awesome Top Golf fundraising tournament last Wednesday. It was absolutely one of the best events I feel like we've had. Lots of fun. It was raining out. We were still able to do our tournament. We had 90 golfers. So much fun. But a lot of our proceeds from that actually were for the Sleep in Heavenly Peace. And that is actually building beds for our Knoxville and surrounding counties for children that don't have beds. So I've mentioned that before. So super excited about that on April 13th. And then if you ever want to get in and be participate in things like this, feel free to reach out. I have Rotary meetings every Wednesday at the off of Jamestown at the Community Center for Farragut, and it is between 12 and 1. We have speakers. We do events like this. We're also going to be delivering beds, which is so impactful for our hearts, I feel. So it's not about just giving money. It's about being a part of your community.
Yeah.
So
I will say so we've done the beds a
mhm,
couple. It is
this is our third year.
as somebody who we have helped with a lot of different things.
Hmm.
One thing I really enjoy about that project is everybody seems to be able to do something.
Yep.
They break it down into pieces. It's almost like a factory line, and you get to whether you're the one picking up the wood to give to the person who's sanding it, you're the person sanding it, you're the person cutting it. Like there's somebody doing
Branding it.
there's somebody
Yeah.
doing something, and it goes by rather quickly.
It does.
And
We're outside in
everybody seems to
spring.
have a great time.
Yeah.
So it is
And you
really
can,
cool.
and it is all of all ages. I think we've had, I mean, as young as probably 8 to 10 there. I'm not exactly sure the rules, but even the younger children, they actually served the donuts and the coffee. So it's always about just kind of coming together. But we are actually doing our club at the Rotary Club of Farragut are doing 35 beds,
That's
which
awesome.
is, I know. So we were at like 32 last year, something like that. This is for building the bed. It's all the materials for the bed, the mattress, and all of the bedding, which is awesome. I mean, for $250, we can do that. The Tellicoat Village Rotary Club, which we sponsored years ago from one of our very first women presidents in our club, Joan McAtee, they are actually going to actually build 5 beds, and they're going to be with us as well. So we're going to build a total of 40 beds on April 13th, which is so cool. So if anybody's ever interested, let me know about that. Anything else on that?
Well, I just want to say, when you really think about the mission, it's one, it's awesome that we're going to build beds for basically for 40 kids
I know.
to not sleep on the floor. At the same time, it's kind of heartbreaking that currently there's at least
There's
at
a
least
waiting
that
list.
yeah that's okay. So there's a waiting list for children to get a bed.
Yeah.
That
Because a
is
lot of
that's
these
heartbreaking.
children are coming from potentially foster families, coming back into families, to the grandparents, to the aunts, to uncles, great grandparents, and they didn't have beds for the children. And unfortunately, they can't get them at the price that we can potentially offer them to them. But I am going to have Bill come speak at our Rotary Club before our build day, and I'm super excited to hear what he has accomplished over his years. He is retired, and he said it's the busiest he's ever been. So I really hope he is leaving a legacy for sure in our area. But Sleep in Heavenly Peace is in other areas I, again, was not aware of until this past weekend when I was at training and people were talking about it. And I'm like, oh, wow, that's so awesome. So I'm super excited. And we got introduced to him through just Rotary actually like having speakers, which is one of the things that 7 years ago when I joined Rotary, I was just very attracted to, because I love doing, we love doing service projects, but we also like knowing what's going on in our community, because that is what makes us good realtors. So I'm going to throw out another event, and it's a little far out there for Rotary, but it is Peace, Love, and Bourbon. Mark your calendars for September 12th. It is going to be a huge, really cool event. We're going to have, of course, a bourbon poll, because our Rotary can actually do that with our foundation now. We're going to do music. We're going to have a cigar area in the back by the smoking area. There's some people that really like cigars. We're going to have delicious food. We're going to have hopefully a live auction.
We're gonna have Jeff with company.
Yes.
Out in Townsend, who actually was a Jack Daniel's master distiller.
Yeah, for over 2 decades.
So that's awesome. So he's gonna be speaking at the event. That's amazing.
I know, it's going to be so much fun. So, and then, so there's that. So some of the events going on in the next month and a half in Knoxville are going to be the Big Ears Festival. That is going to be March 21st at 5 p.m. and it goes through March 24th. And that is a 4-day music festival. So various venues and so forth are going to have that going on. Of course, we have Good Friday coming up, and we have Easter egg hunts and so forth. So at Sequoyah Park, there's an Easter egg hunt on March 24th from 3 to 6. And then, of course, we have Good Friday at World's Fair Park from 7 to 10. I've never experienced that event, but I bet you it'll be a good time. And then there's I'm going to try to say this, community-wide family Eggstravaganza. It's at World's Fair Park as well. It's an Easter egg hunt, Easter drama, food, inflatables, petting zoo, face painting. That is on March 30th from 2 to 4.
That's cool.
I know. So Nourish Knoxville's Winter's Farmers Market. It is not when the farmers market actually starts, but it is when they are going to have some items up, baked goods and so forth, and that is Market Square on March 30th from 10 to 2.
So one of the cool things about spring, though, is it does start to bring the farmers market.
It does.
And that's a great time downtown. And there's one out in Farragut, too.
There is, but I did not find that date yet, as of yet.
Yeah,
so,
sure.
But our actual farmers market does start on May 1st. Okay. In Market Square. So they go from May 1st until November 13th. It is from 10 to 1. So we always know that we like doing that. We have bought Mother's Day gifts. We have bought plants there. We lunched there. Eric loves coffee there. So we have a good time going to that. But one of the big events, the Chalk Walk.
Oh, yeah. That's
2024, cool. The Chalk Walk, which brings out over 300 artists to actually do their beautiful art on the Chalk Walk of Market Square, and that is April 6th from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m.
I will have to say, if you've never been to that, you should go 100%. I know that I think it was that last year we missed it, and then we were like so disappointed.
Unfortunately, we'll miss it again this year.
Oh. Yeah, because it doesn't stay on the sidewalk very long.
It does for a couple of days, but the day of is always nice because you get to see the artists, young, middle-aged, older, whichever. They are out there and on. I mean, it's just so. I love it. I do love it, and we haven't been able to go since we took our moms, and now we'll be with our moms that week as well in Florida.
True.
So
okay.
Yeah.
Well, if you get to go, if you can go.
Yes. Go. So lots of marathons getting ready to take place. We got the Covenant Health one, we have the Alzheimer's one, and then another one that I do want to throw out is Walk for Water in Knoxville. It's going to be in Lakeshore. It is that is also on April 13th from 10 to 12. But if you want to go on and donate, we always welcome that. But make sure you go to the Farragut Rotary one. And it's a competition, but it is at walkforwater.com/Knoxville. That is actually a fundraiser to build awareness for developing, so it's clean water and developing in other countries that don't have clean water. And then Earth Day is April 20th. There's a lot of festivals down there, including the Rossini Festival, which is, again, in Market Square. And then one of my favorites is April 26th is the Dogwood Arts Festival. And that's at World's Fair Park. And we went a couple years ago, and I thought it was absolutely fun. They have food and they have entertainment. They have arts going on. But then, so there's that is with Knoxville. And there's a lot, don't give up on that. So I'm going to tell you a place to go for that. Oh, yes. It's knoxvilletn.gov and look at the calendar. There's a lot of other things on there, and you can register and things like that. So in Farragut, good old Farragut, we have the Ultimate Egg Hunt on March 23rd from 10 to 12. Earth Week. Earth Week is April 15th, April 17th, and April 19th. And it's all at the Founders Park is where it is located at. They're going to have scavenger hunts. They're going to have entertainment. They're going to have food. So lots of fun things going on there. It looks like it's from 5 to 6:30 on each day. And then this is something I learned about last year, but it's been very popular, is the Bob Watt Youth Fishing Rodeo. Doesn't that sound fun?
That's the one?
It's at the Anchor Park.
Anchor Park,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you got to register for these things soon because on April 1st is when you can register actually for the youth fishing rodeo. But that's from 8 to 11. I hear it's great. You can always go to the townoffarragut.org/register for items like that. And then there's a glow-in-the-park Nerf war.
Really?
On May 17th, but you have to register by March 21st. But yeah, get your Nerf blaster out to have some fun on that. And then our very last thing I'm going to announce for Farragut is the Chalk the Park.
Chalk the Park.
Yeah, it's from 10 to 12 on June 8th. And it's kicking off summer for family-friendly events. So that'll be fun. And that is all for my events right now.
Which is awesome. There's a lot going on.
There is a lot.
There's a lot going on. It's springtime.
It is.
So did you mention the parade, the July 4th parade?
Not yet, because that's my big event I'm getting ready to announce.
So
Eric's stealing my thunder.
Well, no. The reason why I bring it up is because if I'm not mistaken, registration
April 1st.
If you're wanting to be in. Yeah, if you're wanting to be in the parade, you need to be prepared to...
You ready for me to say it now?
Oh, yeah, go for it.
So, the Farragut Parade, which does start at the high school and comes all the way down to almost Smith Road, where the Ingalls is, there's only usually about 80 spots available, but you have to register. I believe they open it up at 9 a.m. on April 1st. It's on my calendar. I know it usually every year, but so we are going to actually be at our office on Kingston Pike across the street from Kohl's, and we are going to have a little cookout and everything like that. So we're super excited about that. We're going to be doing a video and sending that out to our clients and our partners in crime, Rotary, BNI, all that fun stuff. And we are going to invite people to come here and enjoy the parade here. I'm going to have a slip and slide again for the kids. So we invite the families because that is a big day for families. And we are going to you have to be here by 8 a.m. though.
Because the road closes.
The road does close. If you end up not being here by 8 You can actually go and park at Village Green if you can find a parking spot and walk over because, of course, the road's closed, so it is safe on Kingston Pike.
Which isn't that bad. We had several
not.
people do that last year.
Yeah.
It's a great time. I will say we've been in the parade quite a few years.
Six years. We
It's
did it.
so last year taking a break from being in the parade and actually getting to enjoy the parade.
It was
and
so much fun.
It was a blast. And
It was so much fun.
you know, if you want to be a part of it, like Terry just said, you know, we'll be sending out some invites, but definitely let us know.
And our partners helping us out again are going to be Val Privet with Beacon Insurance, and then we are going to have Vicki Williams with Movement Mortgage, and they are. Honestly, Eric's the one who came up with doing it at the office. Vicki was like all on board, and Val, she has her grill and she cooks up the food in the parking lot, and it is so good. So we have a great time.
Well, and yeah, we have a great time. And so don't get me wrong, being in the parade is fun, but it is a lot of work. It is a lot of work. I mean, so I know, like for instance, Vicky's walked that with us a few times, and handed out candy. And you've done a lot of handing out candy.
I have ran the whole time, basically. I feel like.
Talk about dripping with sweat at the end of that thing. But like if you've not done the parade, I highly suggest, and you have like a business or something you want to put fun to put in it. It's a great parade. Thousands of people come out and watch it.
Yeah, I believe it's between 3,000 to 5,000 people actually come out and watch the parade. So
it's a lot of fun.
It is. I really had a lot of good times last year. So let us know if you're interested in attending that. Anything else that we have mentioned, we're happy to share the information with you, or you can rewind this and look at it again. So whichever.
So
I'm done.
You're all done. Nothing else to add to that?
Well, July 1st, I take over Rotary's presidency. So super excited about that and all the fun things that I learned this past week. And I just want to really lead by example for my team here at the Knox Fox Real Estate Group, but also at Rotary, because I do not like doing things half, you know what.
Well, and you all will know. You will know when she takes over, because I will officially be calling her Madam President from that point on.
I'm wife to you, buddy.
Yeah. Well. So that's pretty much our episode today. I hope you got a lot out of it. Obviously, we have a lot going on in the area. You know, again, it's springtime. It's beautiful out. It's a little chilly today, but it is beautiful out. And just excited for what spring and summer are going to bring. And
Do you know what we're doing this week?
What are we doing this week?
Oh my gosh, he'd have forgotten. I'm just kidding. World Rotary Day. It's where we collaborate with our local Rotarians for Knoxville.
Saturday morning.
Yeah, we are working at Ridgedale School, and we are actually coming together. There's about 70 to 80 volunteers.
That's awesome.
To get the projects over there done. So we're super excited about that too.
World Rotary Day is where members from a lot of the clubs in the area get together and actually do a service project together.
Mm-hmm. And celebrate our birthday.
Yeah. Oh,
for Rotary.
There you go. Yeah. See, so it's a very awesome thing. So, with that being said, I think we're going to wrap up today's show.
Wrap it up.
If you guys have questions about what's going on in the real estate market, if you have questions about what's going on in Farragut or the Knoxville area, feel free to reach out to us. You can reach out to, I'm sure wherever you're reading this or watching this or listening to it, our number is somewhere on there. But in case you can't see it, it's 865-213-2899. Or you can find us on the web at theknoxfox.com. And pretty much every social media outlet, just search the Knox Fox and you will find us. And we would love to have an opportunity to talk with you. Have a great day.
Go Vols.
Go Vols.